Hi, this is Brian with King Grizzly. Let's look at another Elementor Pro widget. Today, the Testimonial Carousel widget. So I've dropped in a couple pre-built blocks here from Envato Elements. I'll link to them in the description if you want to check them out. As always, these automatically rotating things drive me nuts. I'm going to turn that off. You can slow that down too by changing how fast that happens. So the widget is here, and then down here. So basically we have the two versions. If I click on the carousel widget, testimonial carousel, as with many of these others, it's very similar. You have slides, right? So we have the actual content. We can have an image. Typically that would be probably a logo or a person who's being referenced. Then the person's name or company name and title. And then you can just duplicate that or click add item and add more. So there's some skin options here. Default, which has no bubble, or bubble, which is pretty straightforward. And then we can choose what we want to do with the image. Inline, stacked. So this is in comparison to the text it's with. Above, so it could actually go above the text or the endorsement, left or right, finally. Now you'll notice you can't, like say image left, there's no options here for tablet versus mobile versus desktop. So you may find that this looks great having the image on the left, and then you get down to the mobile size and it's difficult to work with. What you have to do is something like the second one where the image and the name are pretty small. So sometimes having the image kind of below or above will work better across all device sizes. Then you can play with the width of the actual endorsement or testimonial by percentage or pixel. We've got some additional options here. Do we want arrows so people know that you can browse these? Or pagination, dots, fraction, or progress. See the dots on the bottom there. All this stuff can be styled. You can control your image size, which is nice for optimizing what gets loaded in. You can adjust your space between. So if we wanted to show more than one slide per view, like say 2, we can go to space between and adjust how much of a gap is between these. Really, it's very similar to, say, like the slideshow type widget, which is nice because then it's just easy to start getting the hang of using all these, right? So I can go through my styles and just experiment with things like background color. Where is that going to appear? It's like, I don't want that. Border size, border radius, the actual content itself, text colors. You can see this is changing the name, color, typography, can control what typeface is being used. So this is for name. You can control title. You can also control the content itself. So we have the text inside the bubble there. You can take care of the color, background color, the gap from the testimonial to the actual person who said it. I can control the image size, the gap from the image to the text, border color. Maybe I don't want a border. I can turn that off, I can turn that on. I can control the width of it, color. Also the border radius. So if for some reason you want it square and not round, you can take care of that. And then we can control our navigation, the arrows, the pagination. Maybe I don't want green, maybe I want some other color. It didn't actually work. Let's see. Sometimes you have to save and refresh too. So then the bubble itself, we can control the background color there. That black maybe feels too strong, so I'll go with this horrible yellow. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. We can look here down below. This second one isn't much different. It's just 2 slides per view, and it's all the same settings essentially. We can take a look at, say, mobile and figure out, what do we want to happen on mobile? This works okay, right? If it's a pretty small endorsement. If it gets to be longer, then it's tough because you got to make the text smaller. Or just don't go with the person's name on the left. You put it above or below. So I think that's a pretty good run through of this testimonial carousel. It's fairly intuitive. Yeah, so thanks for checking this out. Please consider subscribing. We'll be going through all the widgets and rolling out more videos about Elementor and Elementor Pro. Thanks.